Hey ladies, today I'm filming on how to get this bronzy glowy look. So if you'd like to see how I achieve this look, just stay tuned. First I'm going to start with a nice clean moisturized face, and then I'm going to add my Kiehl's creamy eye treatment. I like to apply any eye creams or primers before I get started just to allow them enough time to set in. So I'm going to apply the eye cream first. Then once I've done that, I'm going to apply Becca Ever Matte Poreless Primer. I like this one for my oily skin. It's my favorite primer. So with this one, you just need a very small amount, less than a pea-sized amount. Just apply to your problem areas, and for me, that's the center of my face. So I'm just going to pat that in and allow it to dry. If you go overboard with this primer, it tends to leave a white cast on your face, and then sometimes the foundation will become patchy and stick to those areas. So just remember, less is more with this product especially. Then I'm going to do my brows. So I like to use Benefit's Precisely My Eyebrow Pencil. This one's a dual-ended eyebrow brush and pencil in one. This one I use in the shade 5, and I just start along the natural arch of my eyebrow, fill that area in, and then work my way from the outer portion to the inner portion. And as I go along, I use a spoolie to blend the color in so it doesn't look so harsh. Once I've done that, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Step 1 primer. This one is to minimize any appearance of pores or texture. So I'm going to apply that basically to the rest of my face and allow that to sit while I start on my eyes. Then I'm going to go in with the NYX Eyeshadow Base Primer and just cover up any areas of discoloration on my lids. Pat that in and then kind of trace along the bottom portion of my eyebrow just to clean up my brows as well. And after I do that, I like to set with the RCMA translucent powder and an Inglot fluffy blending brush. The reason I do that is to prevent any creasing later. Also because I tend to have oily skin, so I don't want my lids to get oily and then crease up. Also, if you don't set your your eyelid primer, sometimes it gets a little sticky and your eyeshadow might stick to it and become patchy. So I just always like to set it with translucent powder. You can use any powder you have translucent, or you can just use a neutral based eyeshadow color to set. For eyeshadows, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Contour Palette using the lighter of the two bronzing shades. And I'm just going to fill in my transition color with that using a double-ended IT Cosmetics blending brush. This brush has two ends to blend with. It's got a tapered flat end that's still fluffy, and then it's got the rounded end. So I'm using the rounded end today. I'm just blending that into the transition area. And after I've got that nice and blended, I'm going to go in with my flat dome shader brush and the color Primavera from the Modern Renaissance palette of Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm just going to apply that to the lid. The next shade I'm going to go in with is the Antique Bronze shade from the same palette, which is a very pretty brown, bronzy, sparkly color. And I'm going to apply that to the outer portion of my eyes using a MAC blending brush. It's just a flat, dense blending brush. It's a 242, I believe. Packing that color on and then using the edges of that brush to lightly blend it in. And then also cleaning up any lines of demarcation with the It Cosmetics blending brush and no extra product. Then I'm going to use the Real Techniques brush. That one is a little bit more dense, flat brush. And I'm going to pack on the color Cypress Umber, which is the darkest shade in the same palette, the Modern Renaissance palette. Just packing that on to the outer corners of my eye. And then very gently and carefully blending that in just a little bit along the transition area just to add more depth. You can always go back and touch up, clean up, add any more color just to get it to your liking. And then I'm going to start with my concealer and my foundation. So what I'm going to apply first is Sephora's Bright Future Gel Color Corrector in the, I believe it's medium is the shade, but it's a salmony peach shade. I like to use this one to correct any darkness I have under my eyes. So just apply a small amount, pat it in with my finger, and let the warmth of my skin kind of work for me. Blend that in. Then I like to follow up with my foundation, and for foundation I'm going to use RCMA's foundation palette, and I'm using the second shade on the left top hand corner. The shades are numbered, and I can't remember what that particular number is, but it's in the left top hand corner. Taking a little bit of that foundation out on the back of my hand and just warming it up because it's a waxy consistency, so that warmth will help it kind of get a little bit more blendable and soft. So just mixing that up and then applying it to my skin and blending it in with the damp Real Techniques blender sponge. This foundation is a pro artist favorite. I tend to use this one in my kit because it comes off very well for photography and video. For myself personally, I don't really reach for this one just because I'm oily, and I feel like any waxy type of based foundations are just going to accentuate that oil. But as you can see, I love the finish. I'm using his Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Sand, and just applying that over the area that I applied the concealer. I don't like to go overboard with the concealer just because the more product you pack on, the more you're going to get any caking, creasing, texture, that kind of thing. So I just put on what I need. Then I blend it in with my dampened beauty blender, Real Techniques blender. And then I follow up with my finger because that warmth will just help it get into the little creases so they don't show through. Then I'm going to go back in and set it with the RCMA translucent powder and the flat end of that Real Techniques blender, and just kind of pack it on to that center area of my face where I get oiliest. Following up with the Makeup Forever foundation powder in the shade 128. I like this powder if I'm going for a fuller coverage, especially over my Makeup Forever foundations. But just kind of adding more color back into my face. So blending that, any areas that I didn't apply the RCMA powder. And then I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion Bronzer in the shade 35. I just got this one. It's so pretty and I almost broke it. But this one I like because it doesn't have a lot of that shimmer that a lot of bronzers have, and also because it comes off more natural. The only thing about it is it's hard to pick up in camera, as you can see, or on film. So I'm going to follow up with the NYX Matte Bronzer just because it's a little bit more warm. And I'm just going to top that over the areas I applied the Makeup Forever bronzer. And unfortunately, the end of my video got cut off, so you missed where I apply my blush and my eyeliner, my mascara, and my lipstick. So towards the end of the video, I'll let you know what products I use, and I'll also list them down below. That's the end of my tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Pretty easy and straightforward, I think, anyway. Excuse my lighting in the setup. This is only my second video, so I promise I'll get better as I shoot more. But I hoped you enjoyed it. The end of the video did cut off a little bit of footage, so all you missed was I used NYX. I used NYX lip liner in beige. Now you can see that. And then I also used Makeup Forever Artist Rouge Matte in M100, a pretty nude color. See it right there? Ooh la la. And then I just topped it with Makeup Forever lip gloss. And I can't remember what the name of it is. I put it away, but it's just a beige nude color. So there you have it. And then I also added Motives blush in Naughty. So just like a pink, a pretty light pinky peach color. So sorry, I'm not sure what happened, but next time it'll be better, I promise. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my video, like me and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.